Welcome to Hoffman's Hunting Heritage. Load your quiver, camo up, and join us for another great episode of Outdoors Action. Here is your host, Bill Hoffman.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hoffman's Hunting Heritage. I'm your host, Bill Hoffman, and this week's show is really cool because I have an in-house interview with Niko Tonti of Time's Up Outdoors. What's going on, brother?
Happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, yeah, heck yeah. Niko is a local guide to me, but very involved in the outdoors. And if you guys have read the Twins of Prey series, and you guys have pretty much all read the Twins of Prey series, I actually, for the name of a certain character in book 2, Twins of Prey 2, what is it, Homecoming? I don't remember what the second one's called.
Homecoming, yeah.
Yeah, Twins of Prey 2, Homecoming. I guess I should probably know that, right? It was like 2013 when I wrote that book. But I actually named a character after you, man. So
yeah, that's cool.
You're the only Niko I knew. And when I heard that, I was like, that sounds like a black priest's name. So I'm gonna Father Niko. That's going to work.
It flew.
Yeah, it worked out really good. But no, so basically I wanted to get you in today to talk about Times Outdoors, talk about, how you got started, what happened to it. Now it's back. You kind of, took a little bit of a leave of absence. I don't know if you'd call it that. I definitely did with my show. But you got a whole crew now. You're going super strong, and it's been really fun to watch your guys' everything on your social, plus all your firehouse antics. That's actually what I get into more is, because, being a public service worker myself. So anyway, tell us about yourself, how you got into hunting, and how you started Time's Up.
Yeah, so I've been hunting since I can remember. My parents both grew up in the city, and we moved out here. They wanted to get away from the hood, basically, so we came out this way, and I started picking up a bow and shooting everything I could. Time's Up Outdoors, I started in 2012. I was always kind of talking smack about outdoor TV, and my dad kind of said, well, put your money where your mouth is.
Seems like a very thing that your dad would do.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. So
a very Dean-like thing to say.
I picked up a camera that I could afford and started filming stuff. And it was just for fun, just kind of sharing stuff on Facebook and whatever else I could do, and editing off iMovie and not having a clue on what I was doing.
We've all been there.
Yeah, taught myself as I went. And then I did a little leave of absence in 2015, I think. I went and worked for Chris Brackett for a little bit, and that's when I really put it on hold, because I was working for him and his shows.
Well, yeah, you're doing,
and then when I got back from that, I hated outdoor TV with a passion. I hated all of it, because I met everybody in the industry, and I didn't like the way they were. I didn't like how fake everything was, so I pretty much didn't want to do it. So I kind of wanted to change the mold on how I was doing Time's Up, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to film it and portray it without being fake. So then I got on the job at the fire department in Detroit in 2017. And about a year into that, my buddies John and Scott, who I didn't know, I'd fought fires with them, but I had never talked to them about anything. I didn't even know they hunted.
Oh, okay.
And they called me up one day and they're like, hey, you ever film your hunts? Yeah. Yeah. So they started wanting to do it, and I'm like, well, I don't think you really want to do this. It kind of sucks sometimes.
Right.
So we went and sat down at a bar, and they were diehard wanting to do it. So I said, all right, I got a base already, and we kind of ran with Time's Up Outdoors and molded it into this 3 guys who are Detroit firemen, and all we want to do is push real raw content that wants to get anybody new, whether your age is 4 or 40. If you've never done this, we want you to come try it out. So we try to twist anything we can to get new people involved.
And that's definitely one of the things I want to talk to you about today too, is because the work you guys do getting not youth archery, but getting youth out hunting is pretty badass. I mean, I follow the outdoor industry pretty much as hardcore as anyone, and there are very few people who are out there doing it not for themselves.
Yeah. And
just to see you guys, and obviously you guys are all firefighters, and so obviously you know what selfless work is. So first of all, you guys had a crazy turkey season.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I mean, I was like watching you guys, and it was like every damn day there's another dead bird. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, they didn't kill a bird today. And my wife's like, yeah, because they killed a double. And I'm like, what? So, you guys had a great turkey season yourselves, but also how many youth? Okay, so let's just run me through turkey season.
Yeah, so our turkey season, this is the first year in a long time I didn't go out west for turkey season, so I was kind of really biting at the bit by the time Michigan season rolled around. So our goal was 15 turkeys we wanted to kill. We thought we could do it between me, Scott, and John, the three of us that run it. We have quite a bit of property throughout the state, so we can kind of separate ourselves. So we said, let's go. And we ran a youth turkey hunt giveaway, which we started doing. I've done it for years for different stuff, but basically a kid put their picture on Facebook. Whoever gets the most likes, let's go.
Cool.
So Scott, John, and myself went out opening day. They shot 2 birds. I went out the next day with my girlfriend, shot 2 more birds. And then it just kept rolling. We started getting kids out there. We got Scott's stepkid out, who's 14, and then Dugan, who I've been taking out since he was 11. He's now 13. I've got him his first year, and now he got his first turkey. They doubled up on a couple of Jakes. And it just kept going. My brother, who's big into it, and he actually starts the Fire Academy today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so when he gets out, he'll be kind of help join into the branch of things.
I tried hardcore to get us to hire him, man. I don't know. I was like, this dude's a good dude, but they don't care about my opinion.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But he's happy to be in Fire, and it'll help with us a lot. So, and he takes a ton of people. I mean, he got 4 or 5 people their first birds. A couple of girls, his girlfriend now got their first birds. And then, I mean, it's just, that's what we're trying to do in that youth giveaway hunt. This kid and his dad are from, where are they from? Somewhere in the suburbs of Detroit, basically. And they do a little deer hunting. They kind of gun hunt. But they've never done any turkey hunting at all. And I went and knocked on this farmer's door, and he said yes, and there was turkeys everywhere. The footage of it was unbelievable. It was like hunting out west. So John and I scouted it. I met the guys at a bar the day before, told them what our plan was, and we went hunting the next morning, and we set it all up, filmed the whole thing, and we had 24 redheads come down in the field, hens everywhere, gobbling, screaming, fighting in the stuff, and this Tom came flying in on us, and the kid shot its head off at about 7 yards. And then his dad, I said, you might as well buy a tag. You know, if you're coming out, we could probably get you 2. So
right.
He bought a tag, and we have birds slept in the field. It just took a nap.
Just laid down there and took a nap.
It just stood up, tucked its head in its wing, and slept.
I think that tells you that there's no coyote issue on that property.
It was weird. I've never seen it. So we just walked to it. We walked through the dips in the field, took our time, and got 40 yards, and he got that one.
Now, in that video, that's where you guys are pretty much stalking along that.
Stalking the field edge, basically.
Yeah, that field edge.
Yep.
That is unreal.
Yeah, I've never seen, I mean, we've stalked a lot of birds, but never one that easy. That was nuts.
Watching your videos over the years, I always, you guys do stalk a lot of birds, but you guys stalk a lot of birds when you're goose hunting, too.
Yeah.
You guys seem like the most opportunistic.
Oh, yeah, it's all about getting the numbers.
I've seen turkeys when I'm goose hunting, you know, but you guys will be out there and be like, oh, it's time to slaughter some hens.
Yeah. Well, our big thing with geese is we try to put up big numbers of them because we hunt, the season's short and you can only shoot 5 a man. So we got big numbers of us that go into the fields because we're trying to put up big numbers of, big limits of geese. So we can leave 4 or 5 guys in a goose spread and not abandon our setup and still go put 4 or 5 guys in the stock and go blast a couple of turkeys.
Yeah, I guess I'm so used to hunting with me and like my brother.
Yeah. Beforehand, I never would have done that. Right. Not leaving my spread.
Yeah, it's goose season. I'll kill that turkey in the spring. But no, that's really cool, especially, getting the people involved, not just the youth, but the first time hunters.
Yeah.
Like I said, you guys do it for more than just yourselves. But, what's next for Time's Up Outdoors? What do you guys got planned for this fall?
So this fall, I got a bear hunt. My dad, who's also on the fire department, he's got a bear tag, and my mom does too. So we're going up to Northern Ontario in August. Okay. Yep, I'm filming them, and then some fishing.
Are you hunting too?
I'm not hunting.
No, you're just going to film and fish.
Yeah, I'm just filming and fishing. So that should be pretty good. Should be a pretty good trip going on what I'm seeing off this guy. So, and then Shido and I are going out to Missouri. September 15th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the opener out there, we're going to shoot out there and hunt early season. Public land, do it DIY.
Do you know, have you looked up yet any chance of getting anything in velvet?
It's pretty low.
Is it?
Yeah, it happens, but I've looked it up and it's pretty low, especially for the bucks the area we're in, it seems a little bit lower. If we were to go further south, I think we'd be okay.
Yeah, it seems like Kentucky's because they got I think they got like a September 4th opener or something.
There's a couple that have August, like North Carolina and stuff have an August season.
You have to go farther south, for us Michigan boys. But I don't know. I kind of like to shoot something in velvet, but at the second time, I don't get a huge boner over it.
Yeah, if I was to do, I think it'd be like an Alberta mule deer kind of trip.
Yeah, like a big ass mule deer in velvet would be cool. Yeah. But then you got you got to think about it too. Like, I'm not putting down taxidermists here, but you pretty much want to. I feel like you'd want to get it mounted out there with someone that deals with.
Yeah, because they got to coat the velvet in something. I've
Yeah.
read the process. I don't know how they do it, but
Because you got to figure like taxidermist here in Michigan probably doesn't do it very often or ever.
yeah, probably never. I would think because it's a whole different process.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. I'd have to talk to Jake Hacker because I know he's hunted out west a bunch, and he lives where I hunt with him down there. We are right on the Kentucky-Ohio line.
Nice.
So for him, he just I'm hunting Kentucky this week, or I'm hunting, But you guys should look into Ohio.
It's definitely been talked about a lot, especially with John and I are both kind of losing hunting property as the years have progressed. So instead of putting a lease in Michigan, we might go down to Ohio, or even Indiana's been talked about.
Oh yeah, Indiana's got some big bucks, but Ohio, just from the affordability aspect of it.
Yeah, it's cheap tag.
Because it's basically for $180, you're looking at 1 deer tag and 2 turkey tags.
Yeah.
So you go down the spring because your hunting license is good for the whole year. That's $125.
Yep.
And then turkey tags are $25, and you can shoot 2 down there, but you can only buy them. You can only buy 1 tag at a time.
Yeah.
And they have to be a day apart. It's kind of goofy, but and then it's just another $25 for your deer tag.
Right.
So I mean,
yeah, it's tough to say no. That's why we picked Missouri. I wanted to do Kansas really bad because I love Kansas, the layout, but it's pricey.
Yeah.
Missouri, you can shoot $2 for 2 1/4 and 2 turkeys, but you can only shoot 1 buck in season, so like 1 in bow and 1 in gun.
right. So you're gonna camp down there? Did you find a motel? What's the plan?
Last year was the first year we did it, and we moteled last year, and it wasn't bad. They're cheap, but we're gonna bring an outfitter tent out there this year, and we're gonna tent it. Might do a hotel one day if we stay for.
Yeah, get in just that one day. It's
Get a
nice
shower
to get a
and all
shower,
that, yeah.
and just get
Regroup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, that's really cool. So that's kind of your fall plans. We got about, we're about halfway through here. I definitely want to bring up something that's really cool. Now, this may be a little Michigan specific for people, but if you're coming here to hunt as an out-of-stater, I don't know why, but if you are,
We got people doing it. They're signed up.
Yeah, exactly. The guys at Times Up Outdoors are actually running a big buck contest, and there's a reason behind it. So why don't you go ahead and run us through that?
Yeah, so it just kind of dawned on us one day, let's try a big buck contest, and we're going to give a whole bunch of the proceeds, 30% actually, are going to 2 nonprofit charities, the Detroit Firemen's Fund, which they pay for the funerals and help anybody who's been hurt on the job and anything like that for Detroit firemen, and actually a few other organizations in there as well. And then Sons of the Flag is the other one we're going, which is a Navy SEAL ran business, and the guy, anytime anybody, fire, police, EMS, military, anybody that gets burned, they cover everything. So they will take you from BFE and fly you to the best burn center in the nation to get you taken care of. This guy's in New York who were told they'll never work again, and now they're back on the job because of this guy and what he's done. So they're 2 awesome organizations, especially for what we do.
Cool. Yeah. So it's what, $25?
Yep, $25. If you do it in person, it's $26.25 online because of
you gotta cover
PayPal,
the
stupid
PayPal
little
charges.
thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, $26.25. You get a sweet little sticker we made up, and then you're in, and then so it's a cash prize. 50% of the money that in the pot goes back. So if 100 people sign up, it's $12.50 take home.
All right.
And then we've got Easy Cut, Scent Lock, taxidermists are on board. Woods and Water is donating some stuff, and we're still getting more and more. So a whole bunch of door prizes. Basically, we're going to be raffling off. Whoever shoots the biggest buck with a bow is going to get some good stuff. Just different stuff like that.
Yeah, why don't we throw in a signed copy of all the Twins of Prey books?
Absolutely.
Just
That'd be awesome.
make a door prize out of it.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be sweet.
always willing to donate stuff like that. That's really cool. And so it is Michigan bucks only.
Yeah, we had to do Michigan buck only.
Makes sense. Yeah,
that Iowa guy can't let you win that easy.
Right. If you're from out of state, you can still join the North American Whitetail Challenge thing. Which, do you follow that at all?
Yeah, I've seen it a little bit.
Do you see the rule change this year?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, they put Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan in one bracket.
Did they really?
I was like, well,
That's
that
not
screws
quite
all
it.
the Michigan guys.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Yeah, so I was like, well, in their justification was that, I know we're getting off topic, but their justification was they had 3 bucks from Michigan enter last year over 150. And I said, yeah, because those 3 guys had pictures of those bucks,
right,
and they knew those bucks, so they entered knowing they'd have a good shot. Like,
no kidding.
Not every, your dad would have won Michigan last year, obviously. Didn't he shoot a big one last year?
Shot a 144 last year.
Yeah, so, your dad, well, I guess that wouldn't have won Michigan, but he would have placed, you know. So, it's silly.
Yeah, I've never had a buck on my camera over 150.
Not here.
No, not in
No.
Michigan. No.
No, I mean you can see my little collection there. Of
But I went to
Scrubbucks
Missouri,
you
and
know.
my first day there on a place I've never been, I saw 165. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, walked in blind and they're stupid.
yeah,
But anyway, let's get back. We'll talk about Whitetail Challenge. 'Cause I'm involved with them through Tacticam, but let's get back to your thing. So yeah, $25 or a little bit more with the PayPal fee, 50/50. I like it. And then so for the overall grand champion, are you going to break it up by bow, gun, muzzleloader, or is it just
we really debated on it. We've talked to a bunch of people. It's basically October 1 to January 1.
okay?
Whoever shoots the biggest buck, they're getting the money. And the biggest reason, like we see a lot of guys that kind of get mad and think it should be a bow only, or some of it should be bow only. Well, the guy last year who shot that 227, that was a bow buck.
Yeah,
Shot it early October on a piece of land that he knocked on.
wash now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked to the guy. He said, I saw the buck in a bean field and knocked on every door around it until somebody told me yes and found the bedding area and killed it. It was a 9-acre piece of land he shot that on.
That's awesome.
So there's no excuse. Anybody can get lucky.
Yeah, Washtenaw County's got some big deer.
Yeah, there's some big deer.
We have some big deer on campus,
Oh, yeah.
but they're protected.
Yeah. We see him in Rouge Park, Detroit.
Do you really?
The time. I saw the only 200-inch deer I've ever seen, but he's in Rouge Park, and he's gigantic.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Just
They're huge.
good for that buck though. I mean,
Heck
if you can deal with all that jazz going on around you,
He's
you're
dodging bullets.
yeah. Well, that's actually that's true. He might see more gunshots downtown than in Rouge Park than he would on November 15th. But no, that I'm really pumped for you guys. I've always been a big fan of Times Up Outdoors, even when you guys were Hunter was Hunter still in high school then.
Oh,
when you
yeah.
guys first started.
Yeah, I was only 2 years out of high school when I started it, so he was definitely still in high
Yeah, I
school.
remember like how I actually got involved or met you guys is through your mom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we
Oh,
were
yeah, ice fishing,
Ice
right?
fishing,
Yeah, I do remember that now.
I was out ice fishing doing a story for From the Blind.
Yep.
And I was just walking up to random people that were ice fishing. It was a derby for Byron Athletics.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, my sons are doing this too." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh cool, what's their name?" And that's basically how it all started. Met Pearl and and I was like, "Oh cool." Basically, you go out and film stuff too, so your brain may do the same thing. Mine does. Like, "Oh cool, a female doing something in the outdoors. Must interview her."
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
So, but then obviously she's a really accomplished outdoors woman. So,
Yeah.
had a nice chat with her, and that's basically so long ago.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about.
I guess 2012, 2013.
Yeah, I think it would have been probably right around there, 2012.
Yeah, and then I just remember like watching your guys' videos of you guys out like spearing fish and frogging and just being goofballs and
Pretty
those
much anything
videos,
you can do.
Those old videos you probably wish you could like take back.
So, yeah, some of them have been removed.
I think I sent you an email once, and I was like, "Yeah, you gotta change something." I can't remember what it was about. I think it was a song playing in the background. And I was like, "YouTube's gonna flag that for copyright."
Yep.
So silly that
Oh yeah, the way that we've changed and actually follow the rules now, and
Yeah.
Scott's good at that for us because John and I are kind of both like to live the edge and push the limits a little bit. And Scott's like, call him the dad of the group because he brings us all right back to like, no, we can't put this online.
right, yeah, exactly.
Fine.
So I got two more questions, and we'll wrap up here. How does the fire department feel about you guys doing stuff in the house and around and like?
Well, that's interesting you ask that. We just had them come down on us finally the first time.
Okay. If you don't want to talk about it,
No, it's no big deal. They didn't come down on us. They came and questioned us big time. So a company that we're working with came and took some pictures in the firehouse.
Okay.
And which there's no rules against it or anything, but we were promoting it. It kind of could be perceived as we were going through the Detroit Firemen, like this is endorsed by DFD.
I see.
Nothing we do is we don't make any money off of these guys or anything like that, but
Right.
it could be perceived that way.
That
So we
makes
just had
sense.
to kind of mold the way we take some photos in the engine house, basically. So
Okay.
we can still be in the firehouse and our antics. All that's been fine. That's not a big deal. So that's not going anywhere, but we just got to take our pictures a little differently.
Yeah. So my department, I'm not even allowed to say who I work for.
Yeah.
I get to say public safety officer in the state of Michigan.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like I can't say, much. And I think for the same type of reasons.
Yeah.
They don't, everything about where I work is about branding.
Right.
It's about the team. Oh wait, I might have just given a clue. But anyway, so they just want the same idea, the conflict of interest and stuff like that. And I work where it's really liberal, so who knows how they feel about hunting and stuff. But
our contract is it was worded as long as we don't put anything in a negative light that makes the city. If we had something on it that made the city look bad, then they could come after us for it.
Makes sense.
But we're pretty cautious on all that. And we got, some high-end guys on the job who kind of follow our stuff. I take a couple Chiefs kids hunting every year and stuff. So if we were to screw up, they'd be the first ones to be, hey,
that's a good idea.
You're pushing your line.
So not only are you guys outdoor videos, you guys have some cool firefighting videos on there too.
Yeah, it's been fun. Most of our fire video, like in-house fire, is from Scott. He made a video years ago when he worked for Highland Park, which is a city in Detroit.
Right.
But we still have some that come in and out. That's pretty frowned upon, and it's hard to do.
Oh, really?
It's really hard to get fire footage because we can't show any of the pre-fire stuff.
Right.
I can't show the rig or any of the stuff we're doing on there.
That makes sense.
Some of that could be frowned upon in different ways. And then once you put water on a fire, you can't see anymore. So there's 3 seconds of real footage. You turn the corner, there's the fire, you open the pipe up, and now it's black.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
You can't see.
This is coming from a guy who parks his car with flashy lights on it as you guys go fight fires.
Our best footage
I get to see. I could probably take some good footage.
Yeah, that's where we get our best stuff. Is from the photographers or anybody who's standing outside and gets a cool picture or some video. That's our
Channel
best
7 News across the street filming for you, stuff like that.
That's our best stuff.
No, that's really cool. I just want to wish you guys the best of luck. And my last question here is, how do people find you? What's the run all through all your socials?
Yeah, so Facebook, Instagram, Times Up Outdoors. We're working on Twitter with some legalities with that we're pushing through right now. And then we have a website, www.timesupoutdoors.com. That's where you can find the Big Buck Contest. Get on there and sign up. Click the little donate button, and you'll be in.
Sweet. Yeah, so everyone head over to Times Up Outdoors. And one more thing, you guys got your own podcast going too, don't you?
Yep. Yeah, we're on iTunes and all that stuff. YouTube is on our YouTube channel. Make sure you get on there, check out our old stuff, and then all of our podcasts are on there. We try to do one a month. It's not super professional by any means, but we just get on there and shoot the shit for a while. And
it's really good. I like playing you guys in the background. I do have you on my phone through the podcast player, but I like watching your guys' video podcast because you can kind of
get to see it all. Get
to see a little bit. I don't necessarily do video with this one. I don't think it'd be that entertaining.
Yeah, we've done some. You've seen them from the ice fishing shanties.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. Yeah, you guys do them. From the. I can picture you guys maybe like doing one from the motel in Missouri.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do that. We've talked about doing one from a goose blind. On a slow day or something like that.
That's great. So, did I forget anything? Is there anything you want to promo or talk about that I forgot?
I think that's it, man. Big Buck Contest. That's the big one for us right now. And, that way we can push the money to these charities.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And make sure, get these kids outdoors.
All right. You guys, seriously, I'm sending you guys on a mission. Check out Times Up Outdoors. Good dudes, great people, entertaining outdoors content, and, just the firehouse antics, pies in the faces, dumping water on. The only people I know that I've seen have a sponsor come in and then screw with them. Absolutely. Welcome to the firehouse, buddy. This is how we roll.
Yep. I
absolutely love it. So they're involved with some great companies too. I don't have sponsors on this show, but who are you guys working with?
So we got Easy Cut, Scent Lock we're working with now. Bully's Game Calls, another Michigan good company.
Oh, those Bully's Game Calls.
They're sweet,
dude.
Man. I love those.
Well, you saw my turkey hunt. My turkey hunt lasted 23 minutes this year, and I'm a huge Bully's Game Call fan. Yeah. I met him at Outdoor Rama in Novi.
Okay, that's where we met him at too. He came up to our booth, and I bought a couple calls off him, and we kind of made a partnership.
I started playing with the Bully's Game Calls, and I was like, oh, yep, this is going to cost me some money.
We shot 27 turkeys over him this year, so you're not going to see me complain about it. And then we've got, who am I missing here? Oh, Horny Buckseed, of course.
Okay.
So, yeah, and they're, like I said, we don't make any money off these guys. Right. Those are all products that I've bought and believed in. I've known Easy Cut for 5-6 years now, and the owner, Jerry's a great guy, and we just kind of anything we really believe in, I'm willing to push it.
Are they a Michigan company?
Easy Cut, they're out of Chicago.
Oh, Chicago, okay.
Oh, and Duke Cannon, of course. Those are the ones that were in the firehouse the other day. So those are some good dudes, too.
Very cool. Guys, you can find all the companies they work with along with all their activity. Just Times Up Outdoors, no matter what media you're looking for. They're on everything except for Twitter, but that's I don't even...
It's on Twitter. It's just old and we can't figure out how to get back into it.
All I do with my Twitter is I just connect it to the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So when I post something on Facebook and post on Twitter, I don't read comments or any...
It's not as good for that anyway.
I do a lot of Twittering with my comedy career, but other than that, I don't even bother.
Facebook and our Instagram story is busy. That's our
Excellent.
We're always on there. So.
Excellent. Very cool. All right. We're going to wrap this up. I end every show the same way I tell people to get outdoors. It's a wild place to be. I want to thank you for coming out, and I hooked him up. He's got himself a Spy Point Link Micro. So stepping into the world of cell cameras here and get his feedback on that. And you guys have a great week.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Hoffman's Hunting Heritage. Get outdoors. It's a wild place to be.